Welcome back. We are still covering breaking news here on KVAL News at 11. Now, unfortunately, 6 people were taken to the hospital. We have that confirmed around 9:30 tonight after shots were fired at the WOW Hall downtown. Eugene police say there were reports of multiple shots fired tonight, and there were several law enforcement agencies on scene, including, I believe, the Springfield Fire Department. Now, this is an active investigation this evening, and as I said before the break, I've been here in Eugene, Springfield area for about 2 years now. I have never seen anything that has been like this, that has been to this level of violence in our little community here. And while we're still waiting to get more information, more of the facts tonight, it is just heart-wrenching. I mean, we hope that these people are okay. We have more questions than answers. I've actually been texting our Eugene police officer, Melinda McLaughlin, and I believe she just texted me back. She says, let's see here. She's been speaking with our assistant news director and tells us the chief is likely going to provide some comments. We don't know at what time that will happen necessarily, but we do have a crew down there right now, and we are closely following this story. I'm going to turn the tables over to Josh now. Josh, you've been in the area here a while now as well, and I mean, we never like to report on stories like these, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Jacqueline, just to kind of give a little bit of perspective, I've been kind of reading through some of the Twitter posts that the Eugene Police Department has been discussing. All of this really unfolded right around 9:29 this evening. That's when those first calls started to come in. And the location you can see right here, there's kind of downtown Eugene, right along Lincoln Street and West 8th Avenue. That's going to be the location of where the WOW Hall is located. So, of course, it goes without saying, you want to avoid that location as best you can this evening. I know a lot of people are potentially going out, having some fun tonight in downtown Eugene. You just definitely want to avoid the Lincoln Street area, West 8th Avenue, even as far north as 7th Avenue. That's really going to be kind of a dicey area. And just kind of put that into perspective, the furniture store is just a little bit to the east of that. And, of course, downtown is all a little east and south of that area. So this is something that we need to be very cautious about here for the next little while. And police updating us on our Twitter page, and you can head over to KVAL.com right now, and that's where we have some refreshed information for us here as this really continues to unfold. We don't know very much information now. We don't know if the person's in custody or quite what the situation is.
Right, we don't. And as I mentioned earlier, I just reviewed my text message from Melinda, and she says the chief will speak at some point tonight. We're not really sure what time that will be, though. Thankfully, she says she will upload that to all our news sources here, so we'll have a better idea, of course, exactly what happened, who we're looking for. I mean, I do want to note, though, Josh, you know, it's interesting in situations like these because you never know. Is there someone still out there? Should the public be worried? At this point, from very brief snippets from what I've seen from failed live shots, I'll say that downtown, it looks like the area is secure. So the police lights are up and out there, so it doesn't appear that there is a extended problem for the community. And from what I understand, I've never been there, but the WOW Hall is a live music venue. Is that right? You know?
Yeah, as far as my understanding is, it is a live concert hall. We don't know right now if. Yes, we're just getting some information. Local bands, local musicians, all kind of huddle right there. So it's almost like a community center for music.
Right. So I wouldn't, you know, I mean, obviously, as I keep saying, more questions than answers this evening. Yeah. We don't have an idea of who or why this took place. I mean, very unfortunate. 6 people in our community are in the hospital right now. So, I mean, something has to be done, right? I mean, this, you know, without getting too far into politics this evening, I mean, you know, we really need to come together as a community, I'll say that, and just, you know, try and respect each other for our differences and try to understand where everyone's coming from, if I may be so bold.
Yeah, and just to kind of put into perspective, at least through my eyes, what I was able to actually see happening, I was driving back to our station around 9:30 or so, and that's where I saw a lot of police, a lot of ambulance as well, which makes sense now that a total of 6 people have been ushered off to the hospital. And, you know, it always kind of comes into mind, hopefully they have the resources. We've been talking about the blood shortage. We've been talking about coronavirus filling up hospital beds. As far as we know, there's no shortage in beds right here in our little neck of the woods, but just kind of something to be thinking about. And hopefully everything pans out to be okay.
Definitely. And I think, you know, you mentioned the blood shortage. Our reporter Angelina Dixon did a story about the national blood shortage that's having an effect here in Eugene as well. So we do need people to go out there and donate blood. Again, we don't know exactly what the situation is tonight. We're not sure if people need blood or not. But again, I mean, this is a good resource for our community. At least we know we have the blood that we need in our possession. discretion if, unfortunately, we do need to use it.
And Jacqueline, I want to go ahead and, in case anybody's just now tuning in, just to show our map one more time, just to give you a little bit of a perspective of exactly where the WOW Hall is located. It's right just to the west of downtown, so that's going to be West 8th Avenue and Lincoln Street. What we've been able to see with some of our failed live shots is caution tape roping off this area. It appears like it is secure at this time, but of course, very little information coming into our newsroom, but stay up to date with KVAL.com to get the latest information.
Definitely. All right, we'll be right back after this break.